And we're going to cross now to my colleague Lula Mamakya, who I understand is at the same service.
Thanks, Griselda, and welcome to the University of the Western Cape. Yes, the ceremony, the special memorial service is expected to start at 11 o'clock according to the program. ANC veterans, mourners and other friends and relatives of the late Membathisi Mdladlana have started arriving here at Jakes Gerwel Hall, where the memorial service will take place. Some of the people that are here is the former minister, Paul Jordan, who is going to join us, Griselda. He's coming to us now to talk about the late former minister. Good morning and welcome to the SABC.
Morning.
How would you remember Membathisi Mdladlana?
Well, Mdladlana, I didn't know him before I came home in 1990, but he was an activist within the democratic movement here inside the country, and played a very important role in the sphere of education especially. He was instrumental in the founding of the South African Democratic Teachers Union, and that was the outcome of many struggles waged by both community, students, and by teachers around the issue of education after 1976. So the shaping of the educational system of this country post-1994 owes a great deal to someone like Mr. Mdladlana. In addition to that, once we became a democratic society, he was appointed as a minister. Very important portfolio, that of Labour. As you know, the Labour movement was instrumental in bringing about the destruction of the colonial apartheid regime. And Mdladlana was responsible for initiating and passing very important legislation, which has improved exponentially the position of working people in this country. In fact, I would say workers in South Africa now probably enjoy more rights than they do in a place like the United States of America. The sorts of things that happen in America where employers can intimidate workers, can browbeat workers, can organize against the unionization of workers, can't happen in this country because of the measures someone like Mdladlana put in place.
You're also talking about him playing a significant role in education, which is a key in opening those locked doors. What do you think should be done to keep his legacy on education alive?
Well, we're on the campus of a very important university right now, and if you look around you, you can see that this is a growing institution. I myself was remarking about how much new construction there is around here since I was last year. So education is a very, very important aspect of our democratic dispensation. Mdladlana, in that respect, leaves an important legacy, not only one of militancy, but one of a commitment to a culture of learning and teaching, and a culture of being progressive and looking into and planning for the future. I think that's how he will be best remembered. He'll be remembered also as a very important community activist in the areas where he worked and lived, like New Crossroads, where he was the principal of a school. I think people there will always remember him for the role he played in terms of improving just that one school.
Thank you very much for your time. Griselda, as I said, various role players are here, veterans of the ANC, as well as the SACP, the Tripartite Alliance is represented here. I am joined by the SACP Provincial Secretary, Benson Renzo. Good morning and welcome to the SABC.
Good morning and good morning to your viewers.
As the SACP in this province, where he played a very important role, being an activist, how are you going to remember him?
Mdladlana will be remembered for his work in the building of the labor movement in the 80s and also just after the unbanning. But not only that, Mdladlana appreciated the relationship between economic struggles on the shop floor and political struggles. And for that reason that COSATU, after 94, right, deployed him and other comrades to government and say, go and represent workers. But the ANC will be that vehicle. At that time, Lulu, he was not subjected to BGMs of the ANC. COSATU took a decision. And after he got to power, to government, he was made the Minister of Labour. Therefore, he used that platform to ensure that he drive major labour reforms, and such they include, key amongst others, that the workers of this country have a right to form and join a union, that no employer will decide about them without them, a right to collective bargain, many others. But it is important, Lulu, to reflect and say, given that he has departed, what is the state of the working class and importantly workers today? What is the state of the trade union movement? I want to argue and say he is living at a time when workers are facing what we describe as neoliberal offensive, where workers are being restructured. In the one workplace today, you have the so-called core workers, labor brokers, contract workers, etc., and that deals with the capacity of organized labor to organize them. The labor movement is quite fragmented, and the industrial unions are actually depleting at a political and organizational, and the neoliberal trajectory is responsible for the current state of the workers today. And then we have a role to play, one, to rebuild our trade unions, to rebuild our alliance, to ensure that they are a formidable force capable of rolling back neoliberalism in this country and this province in particular.
During the memorial service on Wednesday, Minister Gwede spoke there, and he said that his legacy should be the province, the ANC in the province, the tripartite alliance, taking back the control of the province.
The national chair was correct, and indeed, as a movement in the province, we ought to go back to the drawing board and say, how do we ensure that we build that thing called an organization, that we have strong branches as the ANC, as the Communist Party, as COSATU, and that we have strong leadership at a provincial, at a regional level, capable of taking forward the interests of our people. It is then that the people of the Western Cape will recognize that there is an SACP, there is an ANC, therefore let's vote for them. And unity within the movement and the alliance in this instance is sacrosanct. Important is the reconfiguration of the alliance as part of the renewal of the movement.
He's also been described as a remarkable leader, someone who didn't speak out in public about the affairs of the movement compared to what is the current situation in some areas. Talk to us about his disciplined, as he said, he was a disciplined member?
Indeed, he was a disciplined member. And of course, I have no doubt, he was concerned about some of the challenges the movement and our revolution faces. And as a trade unionist, I have no doubt, he will be concerned about what appears as an arrogance of market forces in this country, of which the present political moment means them to be emboldened, and which include, key amongst others, what some say is GNU. As the SACP, I argue and say, is government of neoliberal unity, because it represents the realignment of neoliberal class forces and consolidation of their class agenda. And that is why Gogo Helen Zille is this arrogant, is this emboldened. However, in memory of Mdladlana, we are going to roll back neoliberal forces within and outside the movement.
Thank you very much for your time. Griselda, with that, let me hand it back to you at the studio.
Thank you very much to both my colleagues who are attending that service for the late Labour Minister Membathisi Mdladlana taking place in the Western Cape, of course. They'll be covering that for us. We'll try to cross to them once that program gets underway as well.